Hello and welcome to the Hiya Toys Godzilla vs. Kong Exquisite Basic Kong 2021 figure review. This is one that I am equal parts excited and nervous about. Kong is not only one of my favorite kaiju, but just characters of all time, and I love me a good monkey figure. The reason I am nervous about it is because, well, yeah, not the best promo pictures. I don't know if it's just me, but this appears to be the least screen accurate figure that Hiya has made in regard to the monsterverse, but I am hoping that I'm wrong about that. Let's take a look at the box. Okay, so we have one of these not favorable promo pics on the front, although this one isn't all that bad in my opinion. There's the Godzilla vs. Kong logo at the top, as well as the Exquisite Basic tag. There's the Monsterverse logo, as well as the Hiya Toys logo. GVK and Exquisite Basic logo at the top of the box. Same at the bottom of the box. Oh, oops. There we go. Then you have a decent promo pic here on the side, as well as the same logos and the Legendary logo. Same thing on the other side, except for now it has the promo pic I really am not a fan of. And on the back, we have the Hiya Toys social media handles and a few more promo pics. And that's it. Clean monkey box. Now, does he look good? Whoa. Like, instantly looks better in person than in the promotional pics. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, pretty nice at first glance. You can see what the color actually is, and for some reason the sculpt just looks right-er. Let's get down to some monkey business and look at the Sculpt and Paint app. Once again, I am a little torn here, but definitely leaning more towards liking this figure. The sculpt isn't gappy, and it is decently accurate, but there's something that looks a little like not complete about it. We will come back to that if I can figure out why. Let's just knock the base paint out of the way. It's simple but stellar job, with a dark brown base coat and some lighter brown dry brushing to accentuate the fur. The sculpt and paint on the axe are fantastic, really detailed for its size, and the grip of the handle is a standout. With this detailed, bumpy lizard skin texture and nice dry brushing, I love the weathered lighter brown color of it as well. I think it adds a lot. The bone handle is a deep brown with like dark amber red details. The Godzilla spine itself does something that others have not done well in my opinion, which is having the blue paint follow the grooves of the spine and not just be painted entirely blue. And now, Big Monkey himself. Now this head sculpt is great. There are 3 in total, which we will get into, but this one I thought looked off in the promo pics, but in person, it looks more accurate to Kong in the film when he roars. It's not perfect, but it is better. It has a great face shape, especially from the side. The snout doesn't jut out too much like it does on some other figures. I do think the pupils look weird. They're just kind of like a black upper half of the orange eye, and they're not rounded at all. It's just like a flat black pupil or something. Overall, a great face and a wonderful skin texture. The ears are tiny and sculpted well, and his monkey maw is glorious. I think they nailed this. It's not as gummy as I thought it was going to be on the upper row of teeth, and the paint job is astounding. The teeth are a weathered, bony white paint with black throughout, showing that this guy doesn't give a freaking crap what his dentist says. The tongue and mouth are in general a red base coat with browns and blacks for shading throughout. And I just love his fangs. I think they did a great job with that. A very ferocious looking head sculpt. On to his chesticles. This area has a lot of neat subtle details that really sell his strength. You have a great pec sculpt that looks on point from all angles, proper muscle definition on his inner pecs, a sort of wrinkly bit towards his lower pecs, and they even made his nips. The scars are very pronounced and have a reddish brown paint over them, although on mine, the paint is a little off of his scars when it gets towards his stomach. Speaking of the stomach, that also looks very well done with some abs and a little wrinkly belly button. Never thought I'd be describing something that's wrinkly in a good way, but here we are. Here we go again. He's got wrinkly monkey fingers. The fur comes up to the knuckles on his hands. I just wish the wrist fur was extended to cover the gap there. A nice looking fist sculpt. The paint on the hands is going to be similar to the majority of the body. I quite like how they did his arms. The inner elbow sculpt not only looks good, but is functional, acting as a double joint. And I love how the bicep comes to a point at the top and isn't just round all the way around. Now for the best part. His back. I think they went a little hard on the dry brushing here, but the sculpt is great with that little line you get from having huge shoulder muscles. This part at the cut here doesn't blend too well into the midsection, but it's not so bad. Oh, and damn! His pigs have a good sculpt, and they're actually shaped in a way that help him stand, as you can see here. Also, little toenails included in the sculpt. Quite a lot of detailing on the bottom. This guy could get a legit palm reading, foot reading? Tootsie reading? Anyways, you get the licensed stuff and whatnot on the bottom as well. My guy has a bit of paint either rubbed on or off, but you're never going to see that really, except for right now in 4K. But the feet look good. Okay, I figured out what it is. This is just my preference, so don't get upset at what I'm about to say, but I kind of prefer that little diaper thing on the Monster Arts version. He looks naked here or something, even though he is naked. But slap me thrice and hand me to me mama, this guy has grown on me. I think the sculpt and paint application is pretty well done, minus a heavy-handedness on the dry brushing on certain areas, but he gets a Kong-sized thumbs up. Accessories time, and holly frickin' Luya, he has accessories. Granted, it's all the usual stuff you'd expect to see in a Kong figure, but at the same $50 price point as the other Exquisite basic figures, with no markup. That's good. You get this paper here that shows you how Kong is supposed to hold his axe, as the grip hand isn't flexible enough to snap the axe in. So you have to take the axe apart and put it back together once it's in place. But now for the goodies. I have already removed Monkey from the plastic and popped his roaring head on. This is the head that he comes out of the box with and looks pretty dang screen accurate. I think this really captures his likeness, and unlike the roaring and teeth gritting face head sculpt, the pupils are actually rounded here, which is good. Great profile too, and I cannot get over how realistic the skin textures and wrinkles are. Wrinkles! This is the face that he makes when he's taking a fat shit and he pops his shoulder back into place in the movie, and this is actually probably my favorite head. Don't take that out of context. I love that scene, and this expression captures it well. You also get his ball joint socket head hole here. That's how it clips on. You get the knuckle walking hand, alone time hand, backhand hand, and this is how you clip the axe pieces in. Crazy, I know. What a great looking hand wrap. I love that. Accessories get a Kong-sized thumbs up. The only issue at first is that the heads and hands are hard to pop on and off, but get some heat and it'll be fine. We have a monkey that can look up about this much. He doesn't have any sort of extra cut in the neck, so he can really only bobble his head around and side to side on that ball joint. He can look down about this much. His arms can come up about this much. Now, here's the thing. I've seen people saying that they cannot get his arm to go down. There's a hinge joint here on this like swivel joint as well, that if not facing in the proper direction will prevent the arm from resting more naturally. See that hinge joint? Just rotate it into place and then rotate the bicep section of the arm accordingly. If not, it'll do this and look dumb, and you'll look dumb, and your mom will think you're dumb. So just make sure all the pieces are in the proper place. Now it looks, well, a little better. He can T-pose pretty well. Double jointed elbow, ball joint at the wrist. Every ball joint is, oh, wrong channel. And a bit of forearm rotation. The arm can rotate a full 360. Ball joint at the midsection, allowing him to do whatever the F this is. And the leg can do a full 360, but sometimes pops off. That's sort of a 360. Double jointed knee, wiggle at the calf, and an ankle ball joint. That's a clean monkey spread. Jeez. And I guess this counts as articulation. That's bendy. Okay, so thoughts on articulation. Not great, but not bad. If you watched my last video, you'd know that I discussed how I love that Hiya is taking feedback and improving every step of the way, and that is commendable. There's also another Kong coming out that seems to have improved articulation, like extra cuts in the shoulders and more at the ankles. Will that solve this figure's problems? Probably not. And that isn't even an updated version of this figure, it's a different version of Kong from 2017. But also, once again, like in my GVK Godzilla review, this articulation isn't the best, but also allows for some great poses and is weighted and balanced wonderfully. Look at the poses I can get him into, and he stays put. Great joint tolerances. This gets a Peter Jackson Kong-sized thumbs up. Pretty good, could be better, but again, that price. This monkey comes in at about 6 to 6¼ inches. He looks great next to the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2019 and GVK Kong. Here he is with his counterpart, Hiya Toys Godzilla 2021. He stands tall against some Lego brickheads. Here's him with the Hiya Mothra box and a Mario mystery block. Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla and SH Monster Arts Godzilla -1. There's my favorite little guy, Godzilla 64. These two crazy kids. Oh my god. And of course. Final thoughts on the Hiya Toys Kong. Gotta say, I'm impressed. Is it perfect? No. But are you perfect? Also no. This is a great first attempt at Kong, and I am happy with what we have here. He can get into some dynamic poses, he has a great sculpt minus a few issues, and a very nice paint job. One of the best we've seen on a Kong figure so far. But let's give him a final score. Is he bad, good, or great? And should you buy, wait, or yeet? I think this is a good figure. It's not outstanding in any way, but does the job, and it's nice to have a Kong that scales with my now favorite Godzilla figures, being the Hiya Toys versions. Should you buy it? Sure. Yeah, go for it. If you have the Godzillas already, pair them up with what I think is a good Kong figure and get some fun poses out of them. As previously stated, it is Hiya, so good luck finding any in stock, but he might be out there still. There is, however, always an asterisk. There's a 2017 version of this Kong coming out that I think looks better. So if you think that looks better, then wait. Guys, that'll do it for this video. I want to hear your thoughts. I imagine my complaints are more just like quote unquote me things, but let me know if you agree or disagree. I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you're edgy, and feel free to subscribe for more kaiju figure reviews and other stuff. But not that stuff. Never again. Jeez.